Well, hello there, and welcome to this Yorkshire Gamer video. And today we are going to be putting together some 1/2400 scale World War One ships, and these are from a company called Tumbling Dice in the UK. And those of you who follow the blog regularly will be aware that World War One Naval is one of the main things that I'm into. And a couple of years ago I did the whole of the Battle of Jutland in this scale, 1-to-1, every ship represented. So yes, you could say I'm a little bit keen on it. We're currently doing a World War One Naval Campaign based in the early part of the war, and that's meant that I've needed, don't we always as wargamers, to purchase some more models to represent some of the ships from the earlier parts of the war. So I bought probably 75, 85, 80 pounds worth of kit from Tumbling Dice, and this is just a sample of some of the different types of ships that are available. And we'll just move these two bags to one side for now and have a look at this one. And these are just an example of the types of destroyers. So these are torpedo boats. Just wait for it to focus in there. And S138 class German early war destroyers, torpedo boats. As you can see, they're fairly limited in terms of the detail that's on these ships. There's not a lot of cleaning up that needs doing. We've probably got a little bit of flash on the top of each of the funnels, which will be there just to draw the molten metal up into that part of the mould during the casting process. A little bit of flash on the bottom of the ship, and some on the very front of the bow. So they're not going to take very long to clean up. So that's the destroyers. I've also picked up some light cruisers, some armoured cruisers, and some pre-dreadnoughts. And here we have a light cruiser, a German light cruiser. It's not particularly brilliant. You can see there. You can see the deck markings. Again, these are just straight out of the box. So there's a tiny little bit of flash on the stern of the ship there, but very clean casting, no problems at all. Some nice bits of detail on there. And this is a Bremen class light cruiser, first launched in 1903. Along with the ship itself, you get a small bag here, and that contains 3 masts for you to sort of cut out, shave those little bleed lines off there, and fit to the pre-drilled holes that you can see in there. And then also we've got some, which didn't come out of the bag first time, we've got some masts in there as well. Very fragile. I'm not 100% sure with these whether they will go on the finished models. They make them look good, but in terms of a gaming piece, you can have problems with other players knocking them and causing excess damage. So that's the light cruiser. And then finally, just as an example of a larger ship, we've got a armoured cruiser. This is a British armoured cruiser, and it's from the Cressy class. Just bring that a little bit closer to the camera there. You can see the side guns. Again, this is straight out of the bag, uncleaned, very flat base. No issues there. A little bit of work needed on the rear of the ship, but otherwise, and a little bit there as well, coming off one of the guns, but extremely clean casting. And as with the light cruiser, we've got a little bag there with funnels and also a mast. So what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to take you through the process of how I build them up and get them onto the table. the From Box to Table series I did a few years ago. I haven't done any for a while. Is what we're going to do with this. So, as in true Blue Peter fashion, here's some that we've prepared already, and these are the rest of the ships that have come in the order. And here we have the destroyer, or the torpedo boat, and all I've done there is just cleaned it up from before and put it on a MDF base. This base is, just let me measure it, it is 60mm by 25mm, 60 by 25, and that just happens to be the base size for all torpedo boats and destroyers that are from my set of rules that we use to play our games. And then if we look at a destroyer, this is a Gazelle class German light cruiser, and again you can see their masts and funnels have been fitted, and the boat affixed to an MDF base. And for the light cruisers, we're going for an 80 by 30 base, 80 by 30. And then finally on this little section here, I've got some of the Cressy armoured cruisers that we saw a minute ago, straight out of the bag, cleaned up, masts fitted, and stuck onto an MDF base for an armoured cruiser. Armoured cruisers and pre-dreadnoughts all go on the same size base, which is 90 by 35. So we'll just have a quick look at the rest of the ships. We've got some German pre-dreadnoughts there, and German armoured cruisers, things like York and Rune, Prince Aldebert, First Bismarck. Just really finishing my collection of German armoured cruisers off. And then moving across, we've got some pre-dreadnoughts there. There's a squadron of pre-dreadnoughts in the German fleet at Jutland, which of course I've already got, and then some of the earlier German pre-dreadnoughts were out and about in the early part of the war, took part in the raid in Scarborough, and also some of the actions against the Russians in the Baltic. And then we've got a merchant ship, armoured merchant ship here, which can be useful for some scenarios. You see there already, the mast is bent on that, and I've not even started gaming with it. And a couple of British armoured cruisers and some German light cruisers there. So next video we're going to see will be the creation of the sea. So I will see you shortly.